He's blue. He's from... he's ZEST. Oh, he's from ZEST. He's from Korea. Razor Edge Gaming. There we go. Almost forgot about that one. Top left side, the good gaming gamers, the guys and gals from that area. He's the red Terran player from that group, Mr. Dream. Wonderful. These are the worst introductions I feel like I've ever done. Oof. It's probably not entirely true. How did they convince you to wake up so early? Well, the thing is there's like a ton of StarCraft 2 right now. Like, it is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I do need to hit a certain amount of hours on Trovo with just like viewer hours, right? So, in order to actually stay within the contract of them. So I need to improvise here, kind of bite the bullet, and we got these two events being a bit early on in the day for me, but they're outside of the overall other big events happening right now. So you know, that is what we're doing. That's all that's happening. It's only 2 PM for you. Yeah, it's the same for these Korean guys. Lucky buggers. What's up, La Tierra Plana? How you doing? But yeah, that's how they convinced me, because there's like the rest of this month is just booked. It is absolutely stamped with StarCraft 2 events. Who gets access to the games for you to stream? Like, what stops a random person from just logging in and streaming? It's because I'm part of Alpha X, and Alpha X helps out with the prize pool, helps out with the all of the things. So yeah. Also, I'm friendly with the Korean guy that kind of organizes this stuff, so that also helps, right? He knows me, so he always invites me, which is something I'm quite grateful for. But yeah, they give me a lot of opportunities like that, which is quite nice, quite nice. So in exchange for that, like, I do casting for Alpha X as well on their channel, and then also the YouTubes, of course. They get all this video material to put on their YouTube channel. The other stuff, yeah, is really cool, dude. Like, no complaints from me. Very cool stuff. Alright, little Reaper Man does manage to get into this base, figuring out quite a bit of the information. Seeing that Twilight Council. Seeing the Robo as well, I suppose. It will be a blink play here from ZEST. 3 gateways so far. Usually if ZEST does make 3 gateways, that means he will get aggressive. It's a bit more of a committal than the 2 gates into the Nexus, of course. And Dream has been going for the Widowmine drops, it looks like. The first 2 are about to arrive inside of the natural base. Blink not quite ready yet, but it looks like ZEST is ready to try and intercept. Ooh, careful. Oh, I like that. Hallucinated Phoenix. Oh, I thought he was going to try to set off the Widowmine with that. Careful. Oh, nice retargets. Oh, nice bit of fancy micro. Just kind of keeping all of that secured. Okay. Good amount of Stalkers now marching across the map here. Gonna try to intercept whatever they can, and this is a wonderful timing. Look at that. That is about as good as it gets. Okay, maybe it would have been a bit better if the Marines were a bit further out, but this is still pretty darn good. Oh my god, look at the Oh, the angle that he just got there, that was ridiculous. It was just one single Marine shooting at those Stalkers every single time when they were trying to squeeze past this corner. That was wonderful there. That was so good. Just a little bit of extra micro there from ZEST. Oh, that was very clean. Just jumping by and just... How many Marines? 6 Marines. Not a single Stalker goes down. 6 Marines go down. Didn't take a single shot from that siege tank. There we go. Again, not taking a shot. Very cool stuff. ZEST, he seems to be doing pretty well for himself. Definitely seems to be getting himself in some very, very nice area here. That's a lot of gateways. That's 7 gateways right now on that production tab. He's also making Colossi. How would you say? I guess he will make more of them, right? So he's making Colossi. Although he's only making a singular. I'm not sure how to use linguistics at this moment in time anymore. Whether to use the plural or the... Okay, right now I'm fairly certain we can say Colossi. Alright, so... that is the Dark Shrine coming up as well. Your internet went to hell, but finally came back to see ZEST. Nice. Very good indeed. Single siege tank will remain back at home. Dream could try his luck at a bit of counter-attacking here. I mean, looking at the army supply, it's not a bad time to do so. ZEST investing most of his money into the technology. Let's see in the spending menu actually. I don't look into this all that often, but yeah, you can see spending a lot more money into tacking up and the economy here rather than the army, and that is the power of the Terran right now. He needs to get himself across the map and actually force a fight here before all that tech and all that extra money is going to be kicking into high gear for ZEST, and it's getting close, guys. It is getting quite terrifyingly close. One more warp in, and that is not going to be that far apart anymore. And ZEST has the money to get that full warp in. There we go. Yeah, and even though just a moment ago we were like at 30 army supply versus 80, 2 massive warp ins, and everything changed. ZEST suddenly the one that is finding himself quite a bit of army right now. And funnily enough, Dream not really pushing out anyway. Right, still being super passive, just trying to get himself into that late game TVP. And now that I'm starting to remember a couple of things. I mean, it seems familiar to me. Dream, doesn't he usually just kind of like to go into the late game versus the Protoss players? I think he does. There's not a lot of Terrans that just prefer to go late game. Right? Someone such as Innovation or Kuya probably would have already been across the map here a couple of times with all sorts of timing attacks or even more drops, stuff like that, right? But Dream is a player that doesn't seem to mind that much going late game versus the Protoss. Now we'll still set up the multi-pronged aggression here, and let's see, actually on that right side he's doing a pretty good job. Those force fields actually kind of helping out the Marauders here to avoid taking AoE damage. Gets rid of 2 of those Colossus. The other Bioforces also coming in actually from the other side, but we do have some Zealot counter-attacking as well. Ooh, both attacks actually kind of being intercepted here. Massive anti-armor missile, but nothing to really take advantage of that situation. And yeah, both the attacks have been dealt with. Ooh, that could be big. Nice, another Colossus does go down. Dream really doing a good job there with those snipes on the big laser giraffes. And Zealots also jumping in on any type of unit that is a little bit too much on their lonesome. The Widowmine, unfortunately for Dream, not quite getting that connection here. Does get a connection onto the Warp Prism though, and that could be a good thing as well. Might be able to snipe that off with a couple of his forces. Does not look like it will be the case though, although, you know what, they are still only a single Marine. That is unfortunate. think 2 or 3 Marines would have already been enough. ZEST keeping that alive, that's a big deal. Keeping that War Prism around, allowing him to actually get that potential damage still going there. Right, it's something that Dream will just have to keep in mind. Like, alright, well, there is a War Prism there. I could just get attacked from that area at any moment in time when I'm not paying attention. So I'm gonna have to pay attention to it continuously. Okay, the DT steamroll is coming in here. Jumping instead of on top of the orbital, just gonna grab all the SCVs here. Look at how quickly that is getting destroyed. 16, 17, 18. That is all of them. That is pretty much all of them. One remained, but man, that is nasty stuff right here. Dream gonna try to do something similar, but that's a lot more stuff that he's sending in. About the same cost though, to be fair. DT is very expensive. Medevacs might be a better way to get himself out of this situation as well, in case things do go bad for the Terran, which looks like it may need to be happening here. Yeah, there we go. Does manage to pull away. The DT still on the other side, still looking for damage as the army of Dream here comes in on the 4th base. They're dropping down once more in the natural base this time around, getting 17 worker kills. The DT's on the planetary fortress. That's not being repaired. Very, very quickly. Both these players kind of bludgeoning one another. How would you say this? Kind of... Oh god, well... They're just punching each other silly. Let's just call it that. Oh, that's a very nice catch. It's a very big catch, actually. Oh, blink. Will that be enough? Will that save them? It will not save them. +3/+3 here, about to kick in for Dream. So only the +3 attack is going to kick in for ZEST. So that's going to be a slight advantage. Not a massive one by any stretch of the imagination, but at least it's something. Another time, the 4th base here getting forced to be cancelled. Some tech structures also being picked off right now, before ZEST can actually start dealing with this. Dream, with the luxury of being able to send his main base over to a 4th base, is going to be able to start mining a lot more efficient now in comparison to ZEST. Even though ZEST is, of course, the one with the higher worker counts. Look at that army supply, actually. Holy moly, I just realized 150 army supply available for Dream here. I'm not sure if this is all of it, but I guess that big drop on the other side also a big part of it. That is just too much to be handled here by ZEST. GG is called. And that is the first game that goes into the favor of Dream. Alright. Just like that, even though ZEST had a very good start, a very clean start with those Blink Stalkers, being able to delay, being able to get an enormous amount of value, didn't carry through in that late game. A very smart choice kind of from Dream, being like, alright, well, I lost quite a couple of my army units there in the early part. I still got my economy going for me. Let me just try to ride that out into a later part and try to obtain my advantage that way, right? It's very well played. Well, very well played indeed. There is a table flip, right? ZEST, I mean, he still has a couple of games here to go before we can really call this, of course, but that was pretty close. I think still it can go both ways. Looks like we have another request for a second from the Korean caster. Alright, looks like he's ready. Going in. Game number 2. Light Shade. Small map. Little petite tiny map. Here we go. Oh, waiting for it. Load screen. You know what? Screw it. Here we go. We'll gamble it. I think it's going to go quick. It did go quick. Wonderful. I almost seem downright professional. Okay. Okay, we're moving onwards. We're moving onwards. We got ourselves a Protoss here that just barely did not manage to get that victory going into his favor. He's the blue Protoss. He is Razor Edge Gaming. ZEST. Good Game Gaming is being represented by this red Terran here in the bottom right side. Mr. Dream. I mean, to be fair, just kind of looking at the current state, at least as I've seen it, right? As I'm casting ZEST and Dream on a fairly regular basis. I don't catch as many games as some of you guys may, though, of course, but still. I think Dream may be overtaking ZEST a little bit, just slightly, or at least I would put them on the same kind of level as players. Right? Not that long ago I would always pick ZEST over Dream, every single time. But Dream has been getting a lot better. It's been improving a ton. And it's just very impressive what he is doing right here. ZEST was only mildly favored on bat 3-6, I see. Yeah, that could be that, you know what? More people think alike here. Have drawn the same conclusions. Dream may be able to start taking one of the seats as the prime Terran players in Korea. If he keeps improving like this, it is just bound to happen. Did get himself the safety bunker. And starting up the starport here across the map, so it's gonna have access to a quick little skyway towards the natural or main base, I suppose, as well, for the Protoss. Anticipating the Hinds to be dropped over here, though. Can try to pick them up again and then drop them later on at some point if things get too hairy near the natural. Harry Houdini. Harry Houdini his way out of there. Right, 4 Hellions need to start moving towards the medevac. And ZEST, what is he up to? He's got a shield battery on the way, that is nice. But in situations like these, you need all hands on deck. Getting another Stalker here, I think, is an absolute marvelous idea. I like the spread of his Stalkers as well. That's a very good way to kind of counteract it. He's shooting Stalkers. That is not good. Losing the medevac as well. That's now no longer going to be able to ferry the units into the main base. Oh, but the splash damage being achieved here by Dream is absolutely wonderful. Oh, the block off with the warp in. No, sir, you are not getting away from that. You will stay committed, but that is 10 probes going down though, and that is massive, guys. That is absolutely massive. Wonderful stuff, but at the same time, ZEST knows that now when those the medevac and all those Hellions go down, there's probably not that much at the home base of the Terran player here. So that is where he's going. 4 Adepts do manage to wiggle their way behind this mineral line. Should be able to shut down this mining, jumping in with the Stalkers as well. SCVs will have to be quite careful. The siege tank, maybe a bit too far removed from that. But oh my god, he just fully disowned SCV line right there. 7 kills. 7 kills just like that. A single foot. That is... Oh man. Okay. That is not some of these units, is it? I guess so. Wow. Yep, that's the power of the siege tank there, guys. With great power comes great responsibility. The siege tank truly the Spider-Man of the... I guess the Widowmine also the Spider-Man of the StarCraft 2 universe. Does he have scan? He's gonna have scan momentarily. 2 seconds, but that is just one of them. Then he needs to wait for quite a while. Needs to save this. He has a scan. I'm not sure why he's not scanning. He's had that scan for a good 9 seconds there. So letting that missile turret go down, that is quite abysmal. These DTs could very well just end the game here. Already 8 workers have gone down. Yeah, that is another scan available. Does manage to pick off those DTs, so that is good. Missile turret is completed now. Okay, 14 workers, just like that. ZEST making this this battle another struggle here. It'll be a while before we have another warp in, or sorry, another scan available. 7 seconds, 6, 5. If he misses it as well, right? If the DT just jumps into the warp zone, it's gonna be quite bad as well. Okay, this is the... not anymore. So short moment there where I thought he should be able to get away with the scan, but I guess he was just waiting for the missile turret now. Losing that amount of SCVs, it's kind of cool actually to see Dream not utilizing those scans too much. Wants to try and get himself sorted with the mules, a lot more so, of course. Alright, that's a wonderful bit of StarCraft there from ZEST. Getting himself that enormous kill count on the SCVs. Will it be enough though? That is the question here on my mind. We still have a reasonably sized army coming in from Dream. He does have the medevacs and the Marine Marauder forces. Pretty strong, of course, against just Stalker Adept. Especially if those Adepts are on the middle of the field. There is a single Colossus now available as well. So that should provide quite an ample amount of damage, especially against such a heavy Marine-based army. Yeah, it's going to have to pick up and leave. That's just barely not getting that medevac right there. DTs protect the 3rd base also, and the 3rd base will not fall. Dream, his problems just got a little bit bigger, it seems. Not being able to do anything there with the counter-aggression. ZEST just putting himself in a further advantageous position. We've got some DTs blocking 3rd or potential 4th bases, I suppose, as well. Not that it seems necessary at this point. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Oh, Widowmine needs to get into the ground. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna see GG here. Maybe momentarily. Those Stalkers are gonna be able to clean all of this up. I mean, Dream. Will he still continue? I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. We'll have a 3rd base on the way. To be fair, he did get both of those Colossi, right? That is a big deal. That is a big deal. That is pretty much all the AoE splash damage. That is resetting the entire tree of that type of unit for ZEST, which is very good. Don't get me wrong, it is very good, but it was 100% of the army of Dream as well going down at the same time. And, well, he's just not in a very economic advantageous position here. Could he still make a comeback happen? Could he still make a comeback happen? I think there is a little bit of hope here, right? There definitely is. I mean, the army supply is not that far apart. The economy not that far apart. ZEST hasn't been able to get himself a 4th base just quite yet. There could be hope. More DT harassment. Relentless. Absolutely relentless. 5 workers more getting chopped down into DT soup. Is he trying to lure those Starkers into the Widow Mines? Maybe. Oh, missing the blink there, ZEST. ZEST, buddy, what are you doing, buddy? Maybe he was just not paying attention to it. That could happen, right? Just the last moment really saw that. Oh, wait a moment, there's Widow Mines here. He was just kind of moving forward as if he knew. You know, sometimes you see certain movements, and that type of Stalker movement really indicates to me like he's trying to move into Widow Mine range so that he can just do the blink afterwards. Okay, Dream. This is the moment of truth. Needs to hold on right here, right now. Otherwise, there is no way of coming back, of course. Does not want to lose too much of his own stuff either. That 3rd base, absolutely crucial to keep alive. SCVs are being pulled away. I think this is it, guys. I mean, I think we had a couple of deadly blows to Dream beforehand. But that one was the finish. And ZEST will be able to take game number 2. Tying up the series. Tying up the series 1-1. I'll try to remember this time. But yeah, that was a very clean game from ZEST, considering how that all opened up, right? With losing 10 workers to the 4 Hellions. Very, very strong indeed. Great bit of counter-aggression immediately coming across for ZEST, and finding himself that victory after all. No. No. Okay. Alright, we're good. We're good. 3, 2, 1. Already. Game number 3. Loading up. That's the efficiency. We don't just have Korean gamers. We also got Korean lobby makers, right? And that is... mwah, wonderful. Magnifique. They don't mess around. I swear, we would still be watching the victory screen if I was the party leader here. Alright, switch this up. There we go. 1-1. Just tying up the series here is the magnificent best player in the world. If we were to believe his fans. He is the Blue Protoss. Razor Edge Gaming. ZEST. Top right side, the red Terran player fighting for the good game gaming Gelsing guys. He is Dream. Dream. feel like this is just a remnant of just Protoss getting so comfortable of missing that one probe because of PvZ, and they're like, alright, you know what, let's do this in PvT as well. They don't usually get as much done as they do against the Zerg. It's mostly about scouting though, isn't it? Do you have that barracks at your own base? Yes, alright, good for me. Good enough. But yeah, Protoss, the one race that is really adamant about doing that type of stuff, right? I guess they are the race as well that initially can chrono out a lot more extra worker force power, so maybe that is just their advantage in a way. Terran base, Protoss base. Terran base, Protoss base. Terran base, Protoss. You know what we're gonna do actually? Oh yes, oh yes. Inu cam. There we go. All right, nice. Much better. Oh. Okay, just sit here huddled, trying to get rid of the cold. Right, Twilight Council. Oh, look at that. It is the Reaper bounce. Don't see that enough. Such a cool trick. And it just doesn't work as much as you would like it to. But yeah, very nicely done there. Does get the Reaper bounce. Gets 2 workers as well. And I guess the main thing is that you got to see that there's a Twilight Council here, right? I guess he didn't see the amount of gateways though, which is only 1. It is only 1. I guess he did see that there was only 1 available in the main base. And if I was Dream, I would anticipate some of them then as well, being near the natural. Well, there is a secondary coming up. ZEST, you could go for the 2 gateway here into the quick 3rd nexus. That is something we see him do sometimes. Ooh. Wow, that got really close. That Marine should not be alive right now. He felt the cold hand of death right in his neck right now. Managed to avoid it though, and that's always the important part. He lives. He lives. 3rd base coming down. ZEST, that is off of the 2 gate, isn't it? Yes, it is. Alright, so just the 2 gates here. Blinkstalker defense. ZEST usually one of the players that will be able to manage that. And there's not that much aggression coming across anyway, right? This is just the Widow Mines. 3 Widow Mines in a medevac with some good good probe put in. Should be able to hold your own here. ZEST, one of the better... oh, actually, that is not Widow Mines, is it? No, sir. That could be a lot more difficult. That could be a lot more difficult to deal with, actually. Oh, boy, there's no shield battery either. Otherwise, this would already be the end of it. Okay, 9 workers. It's not as bad as the previous time. Although he doesn't have his own 3rd gateway in order to get across now and try to do his own damage. Okay, you know what? That is actually a very, very, very solid amount of damage there being dealt by Dream. He doesn't have his own 3rd base just quite yet, so that may still allow ZEST to pull ahead in the economy game here, but at the same time, if he does want to go for that, his overall army count is going to suffer. He needs to make the choice now. Does he kind of just roll out with as much probing as possible, or is he going to invest a bit more heavily into army units as well at the same time? Because losing 9 workers, you're no longer going to be able to do the optimal thing that you were planning to, right? You're going to have to make choices now where you're spending your money. Even though, because it's just a slight less bit of money, I suppose, in the overall grand scheme of things that you're missing out on. Actually, that is still like, what, 1/6 of the amount of money? Yeah. That's still a lot. That is still a lot. Templar archive on the way as well. As we got the 6 gateways also in construction. Charge and +1 attack coming in here. ZEST, is he planning to just go for a big attack right now? It looks like he may be planning to do just that. He did stop making probes, but that could also be because he's saturated on all 3 bases. We can see that is not the case. 51 army supply strong is Dream here. Gonna try to get himself across the map. See if the timing for ZEST will be as nice as it was the previous time. War Prism a little bit slow to the battle. Needs to get himself as quickly into that Terran base as possible. May still cause some of those units for Dream to rotate back around. I don't think he will do so anymore at this point in time, though. He is too far removed from his own base to actually make that happen. Here we go. Is gonna commit already a bit of a disturbance there, causing Dream to lose control of his units at the forefront. And a lot of those units were force fielded out as well and caused quite the ruckus. Auto turret harassment as the army units of Dream will try to position themselves in a most advantageous position here. Oh my god, he just shot his own siege tank. He just shot his own siege tank, guys. That is... not sure if he would have won otherwise, but you're a lot more likely. And he loses the medevac as well. Oh, man. I mean, sure, he lost 12 probes, but that is still a very, very good moment there in time for ZEST, I would say. He's ahead in army supply as well. He's starting to move across the map. He's got those 3 bases as Dream. He does have a 3rd base also, but that is still transforming into an orbital on the main base ramp here. Well, not the ramp, but the cliffside near the 3rd base, of course. Wow, he's going to intercept, isn't he? He's looking for those medevacs. He knows that they're still around. They should be here somewhere. And he finds them. Oh my god, ZEST is so bloody darn good at that type of stuff. That is very, very good, as in fact, actually, for ZEST. Okay, worker count is still kind of similar. Very impressed with Dream as well. He has been able to kind of keep that worker count at the same levels. But he may lose his command center here, in fact. And that is... oh, that is, in fact, going down. Alright. Alright. This is becoming way too much now to ever come back from, right? That is just... oh. That is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. ZEST is going to have DTs as well starting to mix in here. He's getting it all, whereas Dream is just struggling to get most of anything off the ground right now. Very difficult to see. Yeah. Still gonna have to play this to the conclusion, of course, but as we see... well, let's take a look at that unit loss tab, shall we? Yeah, that kind of tells the entire story, doesn't it? It is twice as much here for Dream, and he is taking more harassment damage right now. Zealots in the main base. Getting themselves quite a couple of SCVs. The entirety of the Marine Ball Marauders as well. Being pulled backwards, trying to figure out a way on how to deal with those Zealots right there. The War Prism does stay alive also. Potential threat there. But also a way to juggle the units on the other side of the map. Get them away from Widowmine shots, stuff like this. Okay, I like this from Dream. He is just going to commit to a big all attack. There is a some Storm available. Storm did just finish up, so that could be absolutely crucial to get this going into his favor. A nice anti-armor missile. There's the first storm. There's the second storm. Zealots on the back. Those storms on the back side as well. Absolutely killer. And there we go. That is going to have to be GG right here, right now. Dream just kind of going through the motions. But he should know. GG is called. And there we are. ZEST taking game number 3 as well. Alright. Alright. ZEST, ZEST doing a pretty good job so far, making the comeback a reality. Already ahead now with a point, and yeah, just one match removed from victory and being able to go up against Solar. Yeah, Dream of course needs to win 2 matches himself in order to be able to go up against Solar, which would be also a pretty cool match to see. But ZEST versus Solar would be very interesting as well. Seeing how we just saw Solar kind of manhandle Hurricane, makes you wonder if he'll be able to do the same thing against ZEST here. And we may get an alright read on the overall power level of Hurricane and ZEST. With Solar kind of being the middleman, of course. Anyway, in the bottom left side, we got a blue Protoss player fighting for the Raise Your Edge Gamers. He is ZEST. The top right side, he's from the Good Game gaming community. The Red Terran, Dream. Right, so usually, if a Terran does get about 10 kills with those Hellions, it becomes a GG very, very quickly. Now, Dream managed to do that twice. And both of those times, it felt like he kind of got punished for it almost. Kind of getting himself into trouble. Alright, Mr. Probe comes in again. We'll try to make life difficult there for the Terran units, as is tradition. And this dance as well, the mating ritual of the Probe and the 2 SCVs. The 2 SCVs fighting for the attention of the Probe, of course. Probe decides, you know what, neither of you are worth my time. I'm going back to my own kind. Another barracks being constructed here. Something we see occasionally from the Terrans, right? Does allow you to get a bit more of a BV bio push going. Also does alright against the Blink Stalkers overall. Not sure if that's what we'll see here from Zesto, of course, although it has been all he's been doing so far, right? So, alright, there is indeed that Twilight Council now. I think it would be good here for Dream to actually get that, go up against the Blink Stalkers. And a very quick 3rd CC, okay. I'm digging this. Definitely digging this. Scouts here does kind of get a read on the marine numbers and sees that there's no barracks on the reactor this time around, so it's gonna feel a bit more comfortable perhaps sending those stalkers across the map here, right? Ooh, landing this adept finish, I was not anticipating that. Gonna get an SCV, losing the adept as well though, to be fair. Third base. Now finally going down for ZEST here as well. Bit worried actually for ZEST as he is doing the 2-gate 3rd Nexus. Kind of means that he will not be able to try and pressure his opponents, and that might mean that Dream will have quite the economic advantage here. That could be enough for him to, of course, start taking a serious advantage in this game. will in fact also make the move out here with just the Marines. Stimpack is about to finish up here, so that is going to help out quite a bit. 5 Stalkers, they will not be enough to deal with this amount of Marines here. Still needs to get another warp in going, but of course, just with the... Oh, that's a good scout there. Hallucinated Phoenix accidentally flying into that entire ball of Marines here. We need to see a couple of extra Stalkers, maybe some shield batteries as well. Starting in production. Oh, I love this. Coming out to meet the Marines, trying to utilize the mobility of the Stalkers to the fullest extent. The Sentry doesn't quite get any type of shielding going or force fields going. And the Marines found themselves on top of the soft underbelly of the probe line. 8 of them go down. Very good fight there for Mr. Dream. Not only taking out 8 probes, but also a fairly reasonable chunk of Stalkers, right? Getting rid of that Sentry as well. Absolutely massive there. And you know what, ZEST, he did the best with what he had going for himself there, to be fair. Except for maybe the Sentry, right? The Sentry, a little bit off there. But overall, still pretty darn good. Great Blink Stalker micro, in fact. Alright, Dream still making 3, should be making 3 SCVs at a time here. The other bio upgrades are coming in as well. Now flying across with that 3rd CC. A bit surprised he's not putting it on the triangular location. I don't think that would have been too bad to do. ZEST adding once more a ton of gateways together with his charge upgrade coming in and the storm upgrade closely following those gateways. Typical ZEST, trying to get whatever bit of small value he still can. An attack here for Dream could be quite lethal actually as well here. Again guys, I mean, there's no storm yet available. The Stalkers are not in a position to try and intercept and try and pick away at these forces either. So they will arrive here in full force, full-blown proportions, immediately losing the Immortal. No shield batteries here yet either. That is an enormous problem right now. I'm not sure if ZEST is ever going to be able to deal with this at this moment in time anymore. Already 17 workers go down, and there it is. In fact, GG is called. ZEST is completely getting blindsided by the amount of bio that was available and has to tap out. That's the downside. If he did go for a 4-gate or maybe even a 3-gate with the blink, he would have been a lot more proactive. He would have been able to suss out what's happening in the Terran base. Maybe punish the 3rd quick CC there of Dream a little bit more so. But yeah, with that 4th game going into favor for Dream, that means we're going into game number 5. And that means we're cut loose. Anything can happen at this moment in time. We don't quite know. It could go either way, couldn't it? We've seen that it really could. Has been going decisively towards Stream. Has been going decisively towards ZEST. You never know. If we are supposedly to believe the statistics, ZEST should be taking this one. But we don't know. It could be the outlier, right? Could be the odd ones out. Let's see. Waiting for the go-go sign of both these players, and then we will get ourselves into the ace match. All right. A lot of people shouting out, go, 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 go. Almost made me wonder if I was the lobby host. Here we go. Okay, all tied up once again. Could this man regain the lead? The Blue Protoss, Razor Edge Gaming, ZEST. Or will that be another comeback happening here and a retaking of the lead from the Red Terran player? He's of course from Good Game Gaming. He is Dream. Okay. A very, very nice build order there for Dream, and specifically against the build order for ZEST, of course. Definitely giving a bit of a leg up in that one. And ZEST just unfortunately not quite being able to make it work into his favor. I mean, if Dream was playing more defensively, right, with the siege tanks and such, making a Raven or something like that as well, it becomes a lot more doable for ZEST to be greedy with the just 2 gates Nexus. But instead of having a player that was against him that was being defensive, he had a player that was being rather greedy himself, and with that greed kind of solidified a way to get himself further into this game. A weird kerfuffle there with the probe. The probe, is he out for blood? He very well maybe. He's looking for it. Ooh, nice pull away there from Dream just in the nick of time. Now we have the blocking of the command center already, actually. I mean, he didn't block it for that long, but it was still like, what, 150 minerals almost already extra in the bank there for Dream. So that command center, quite a significant delay there overall. Quite a significant delay indeed. ZEST is moving back across. Going for the Robo this time, right? Did he not make the Twilight? He didn't make the Twilight Council. Interesting. So ZEST here going for a Robo first. Not the most common of strategies, but could try to do some sort of a War Prism micro. Let's keep an eye out on that. He's making a sentry. He's got himself an adept already. Making more gateways. We could try to just get really aggressive here, anticipating more of the triple command center, or maybe even the Hellion attacks as well, right? The Hellion attacks wouldn't be too bad to get a quick Warp Prism and a quick Adapts or something like that warped into your opponent's base. You know they will not have that much. Oh, a Robo facility, or a Robo Bay also very quickly on the production tab here. Could it be ZEST is looking for the Disruptor drops? That would be kind of interesting. The Hellions going unscouted so far, barely managing to avoid detection from that observer. And there goes the first medevac straight into the natural. I mean, I do believe we have some Stalkers here, but where are they? Oh no, it's just a sentry and an adept. You need to be perfect in your shots here. Of course, there's Dream. You are not allowed to kind of whiff those. 7 units already going down. There's no shield battery in the main base, so this could still add up a little bit further. Alright, yeah, that is 3 more shots. 10 workers once again going down. 11. And does manage to avoid death with the Hellion and the medevac right there. Very cool stuff indeed. Dream being able to once more get significant damage across the boards. And shut down a lot of the mining here as well at the same time. A little bit later with that third base though, of course. In order to make that investment work out for the Hellions. You gotta arrive early, and you gotta arrive against the good, well, the right stuff. That felt like definitely happens here for Dream this time around. ZEST, on the other hand, still neglecting to make his own third base. I think we are really just going to see a big committed attack here from our blue Protoss player. He's got the Colossus out. I thought we were going to have Disruptor drops, but no, it will be Colossus drop. Could be interesting, right? I suppose. Let's see the upgrades. Does he have extended thermal lance? Doesn't have extended thermal lance. Doesn't have much of anything here. Except for the Warp Prism speed. Does he even have... Okay, yeah, he does have Warp Gate. There we go, already causing quite the stir in the Terran base here. The Siege Tank just barely not able to really deal with this efficiently. And that is causing quite a bit of missed mining at this moment in time. Needs to be careful with that Warp Prism though. Of course, they are fragile, even though they are nimble and quick. They are still quite fragile. Especially with one of those Colossus in there. Definitely not something you want to lose. Oh, what are two SCVs doing there? Curious. Very curious. Thought he was gonna block the command center with the Colossus there. That would have been fun, honestly. Just drop the Colossus underneath and be like, nope, nope, you're not getting this. You will not ever get this. Alright, another attempt with the DTs. The DTs were very, very successful a couple of times beforehand, and it looks like they're going to be quite successful this time around as well. Do we have any scan energy? No, that is still quite a ways off. I would say about 15-20 seconds around that ballpark. That's a lot of time for DTs to do quite a lot of stuff. There we go, there is that first scan. Second scan shouldn't be too far away. And only having lost 4 workers so far is a good call as well. Welcome back, Size. Alright, against the DTs, Dream has held on, which is actually putting him in a very, very good spot here, right? ZEST, he's done some weird stuff overall. He's done the Warp Prism speed with the Colossus drop, hasn't really paid off. Just right now the DTs hasn't really paid off. At some point you have to wonder, maybe delaying that third base for this amount of time, really not worth it, at least not in this situation. And there we have it. A big attack coming across. Almost doubling the supply of his opponent right now. Okay, not anymore. The big warp in does take place. Anyway, regardless. Let's see what a Red Terran will be able to do here. And how the blue Protoss is going to be responding. So a lot of immortals there against those Marauder numbers and the siege tanks. I think yes, ZEST should be able to hold on there. Dream realizing this and is just gonna back up, not gonna take the risks. See if he manages to get enough reinforcements here. No, okay, just goes for the double medevac. Double medevac is pretty good as well. They're just gonna have some droppage, and he's gonna rotate towards the bottom left side. Yeah, he's gonna try to push through the 6 o'clock base here. It does appear that got scouted by the observer from ZEST though, to be fair. ZEST already moves into a location to try and defend that. It does mean that the top right side is going undefended. That will be forced to be cancelled. And once again the medevac's coming in here. Oh my god, I can't believe that is still alive. Oh, that got so close. Okay, Marauders Marines into the natural base. They really need to get their act together. Reasonable Widowmine shot right there. And yeah, I do think this is a place where Dream should be able to hold on. He got 7 pro kills on the other side as well. Not losing anything himself just quite yet, and still doing more damage there. Somewhat of damage. really want to see the base of Dream, the third base. That was under a lot of pressure as well. Not going to be the case. GG is called just like that. Dream takes it. And will be able to set himself up for the ace match. Sorry, not the ace match, but the ace series, I suppose, right? The best of 7 versus Solar.